What's up? What's up, everybody? How we feeling on a Wednesday, hump day, day before Thanksgiving? Hottest show on the streets right now, talking your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. How we feeling, people? Go ahead right now, smash the like button, give us a thumbs up right here on the show. Hit that subscribe button as well. Make this your show, your spot, your platform, your space for all things Crimson Tide football. We're taking calls tonight. The call number at the top of the screen, 205-448-1358. The number to call in to let your voice be heard on the show, 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. Light us up. We want to hear from all of you. The daily Super Chat Go, $100 daily. Super Chat Go, $100 right there. We appreciate that. Tonight's topic: will a victory over Auburn, will a big-time win over Auburn in the Iron Bowl calm the fan base down about Kalen DeBoer, right? There's been a lot of questions, a lot of thoughts, a lot of opinions when it comes down to Coach DeBoer with how the season's gone so far. But will a beat down of Auburn, will a beat down of an in-state rival in the Iron Bowl Saturday, Saban Field, Bryant-Denny in Tuscaloosa, will it calm some people down? When you talk about the discussion that is Kalen DeBoer, that's tonight's conversation. I want you guys going crazy in the chat line, as well as going crazy here in the call segment, 205-448-1358. We're going to actually start with our first call of the night right here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
What's up? It's Chris with Ballard Sports Media calling from Coleman. How you doing, buddy? Happy Thanksgiving.
Doing good, Chris. Doing good, Ballard. So, I mean, what's on your mind on a Wednesday? First and foremost, a happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. But what's on your mind, man?
Just excited for this Iron Bowl. You know, I'm going to be at the game. I'm going to get to go for the first time ever. And my mom has been a few times, but I got her tickets back in May for Mother's Day, and I surprised her with it. So I'm just excited to go, enjoy the atmosphere. I got to go back to my first game in 2022 against Vandy, and it was awesome. And I got to go with both parents this year to USF. So just excited for a great atmosphere. But when you break down this matchup and everything, man, it's going to be strength on strength. It's going to be a 4-quarter fight. I just think Auburn has a lot of momentum coming off a big win over A&M, and I think Alabama is hungry after a tough loss to Oklahoma. I think it's just one of those things where the situation for these teams and players, it's kind of reversed a little bit. Usually you'd see Auburn limping into this game, and then you'd see Alabama on a high note, but it's kind of flip-flopped a little.
Ballard, it has. And what's crazy to me here is you look at Auburn, right? Auburn coming into this matchup, big upset win over Texas A&M, 43-41 at Jordan-Hare last week. And Hugh Freeze is trying to walk on the Saban Field Saturday and try to get a win to get his team bowl eligible on Alabama's watch versus the Crimson Tide. You're not in the conversation for the SEC championship. The college football playoff is hanging on by the lightest of thinnest of threads, but that shouldn't even be what's on your mind. What's on your mind is this game. This is the game. You got a chance to send Auburn back over to Auburn without eating a bowl game on your watch. That needs to be the mentality of Alabama in this matchup. We are dismantling Auburn.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that, you know, the thing is Auburn. Have you ever noticed they get that big win and then they fail? when Alabama gets a big loss like what they had with Oklahoma, they win. So I think obviously being favored in this game, being at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny, being favored, I think the guys are going to be comfortable, and I think we're going to get a pretty good win. I did make a prediction video this week. I don't remember exactly what I had as far as the score. I could expect it to be kind of close, but let me throw one at you, 35-20.
Okay. I like that, 35-20. Okay. Now, Ballard, do you have an offensive and defensive MVP?
If I had to go offense, I like Ryan Williams to go off in this game. I know he has all year long. If I had to step outside, though, of Ryan Williams, I like our run game, and I think you could see a lot from Justice Haynes. As far as the defense, that's a good one. As far as the defensive MVP, again, offense, I'll go Ryan Williams to have a big game. Maybe Justice Haynes or Jam Miller get the run game going. And on defense, I don't know. Jahai Campbell leads us in tackles. I know that. Damani Jackson leads in picks. But I want to see some of the younger guys step up, especially with like Rousseau and Q Robinson. As far as I know, they should be healthy and ready to play. And I could see some linebackers like that getting opportunities.
Going to be an interesting game there, but appreciate your Ballard helping us out here on the show. Thanks for the call, man. And again, enjoy that Thanksgiving. That was my guy, Chris Ballard, Sports Media, helping us out right here on the show. 205-448-1358. But I'm going to call in to let your voice be made known on tonight. 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. Tonight's topic, will a victory over Auburn calm the Tide Nation when it comes down to one Kalen DeBoer? There's been a lot of chatter going on amongst some fans. I mean, I know we all saw the viral fan call to the Feinbaum show with super fan legend of Alabama football and what he had to say. So there's been a lot of stuff going on. Auburn's talking a lot of trash right now, a lot of bulletin board material. So, but this game right here has so much significance. Auburn trying to win a bowl. Auburn trying to get to a bowl game. Auburn trying to take recruits from Alabama. Hugh Freeze trying to get a win on Saban Field. Alabama needing to win this game, shut Auburn down, take away a bowl opportunity from Auburn, and to put itself in position to end the regular season on a high note. We got calls rolling in right now. We will go to this one. You are live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
What's up, Steve? Man, my name's Stafford Savage from Birmingham, Alabama.
What's on your mind?
Man, I'm just calling, man. Letting Tide fans know. I think we overreacting a little bit. What's up, Steve? Man, my name's realistically, I'm 23. I'm young. I'm just calling to let everybody know I think we overreacting. I think this is Kalen DeBoer. I think this is his best year for considering what he has. I mean, it's basically the same team Saban had last year. I mean, we was good last year, but everybody saw how we looked for the last couple of years. And I think you was right earlier when you was on the talk show with Shishi and them, and you said we need to go back and get some gangsters. I remember when I first started watching Alabama, I was young. I think it was the Mike Shula. We was losing a lot of games, but I saw the difference when Saban came in and he started recruiting guys like Drake Kirkpatrick, Marquise Mays, those type of players, and the atmosphere changed.
Absolutely. The atmosphere did change. And part of that is you got to get the guys that hold everybody accountable, not just themselves, but the whole team, and have players around them a little bit scared if they get out of line. Hey, somebody going to jack me up here.
I know. That's what we need. And it's sad to say this, but I don't think it's Kalen DeBoer's fault, really. I think NIL has really sabotaged that role that a coach could have because, if you get on a player too much, they feel like they entitled to this lead, And I don't blame them in certain situations because some coaches are over the top with that when they don't win. But when it comes to Alabama, I can understand why coaches do get on these players because the money they make now is just outrageous for them to underperform,
Absolutely. Appreciate the call, my guy. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, brother.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right. We're going to go to this call right here in the queue. Let's put you up here. You are live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
Hey, Mom.
What's on your mind tonight, man?
I'm with the last caller. I really don't think this is completely DeBoer's fault. I think it's less on DeBoer and mainly on his coaching staff in general. Because it's an okay staff, but like when DeBoer got here, he had to put the staff together like really, really fast. I think he just couldn't get like the best guys possible on the staff. It was more like trying to keep the roster together, so he had to get it as fast as he could. And I really don't think it's a big deal after this season. It's just some simple changes that needs to be made. It's DeBoer's first year in the SEC, a tough schedule. Like this schedule is tougher than almost any schedule Nick Saban ever had at Alabama, at least almost. And I think he's done great. DeBoer has done great for his first season in the SEC at Alabama. And we did lose 29 players in the transfer portal. Like it's not like we have the best depth in the world, But I really think it's a simple fix. Just beat Auburn, and if we don't make the playoffs, which we probably won't, just win the bowl game, finish the season off strong, and make those changes in the offseason so that he can have a better foundation for next year.
Appreciate that call right there. Coming into the show, we're going to go to our next call here in the queue. We're going to pull you up now. You are live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
This is Mike, and I'm calling from Austin, Texas.
My man Mike out of Austin. What's happening, man? Happy Wednesday to you.
Thank you. Happy Wednesday to you, too, and happy Thanksgiving coming up tomorrow. You and everybody out there, happy Thanksgiving to y'all. And to answer your question, though, no, the noise will never shut up. There will always be the noise. There's always been the noise, and we will always have the noise about Alabama football in general, but especially now with social media, the noise is amplified times 1 million, and it happens overnight. And one thing about on that topic too, which you already know this, you know more about social media than I do. But one person in the middle of nowhere can say or do something. For some reason, that thought gets elevated up into the national news. So I don't know why that is. But here's what I want to say to you, Steve. I think we're going to beat Auburn. I think we're going to beat Auburn. I think we're a better team than Auburn. I think that overtime game Auburn had last week took a lot of the emotions out of them, took a lot of physicality, took some emotional and physical toll on them. I think we're ready to win the game. I think we're going to beat Auburn, but I thought we was going to beat Oklahoma too. But hey, and one other thing, man. Thank you for letting me speak. One other thing too, as far as Milroe's concerned, if we're 2 years into Jalen Milroe and we're still discussing whether or not he's a good quarterback, well then he's not a good quarterback. That's kind of the way I look at that right there. And sometimes I wonder if Jalen Merrill just ignores the play call. Sometimes he just ignores it. I wonder that sometimes, but I don't know. I don't know if he does or not, though, man.
Appreciate my guy Mike from Austin calling in. Hey, Mike, enjoy the Thanksgiving, brother. I appreciate it.
All right, man. You take care, man.
Absolutely. Mike from Austin, Texas calling in. We're continuing with phone calls. We will take this one right now. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Steven, you all pumped up tonight at the home front there. You sounding good. What's going on, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We're pumped up at the home front. I got to give a shout out to my guy, our outstanding producer, John Ivory, who was able to get us to take phone calls now from the home front. So this makes me really excited to do this. I can talk to the Alabama Nation from the home front. So big ups to John Ivory, super producer for TDA. Proud of this right here.
Oh yeah, he's got you rocking there. But this is old President Whalen calling in here. Some of y'all don't know my voice if it sounds a little different on the home front there at Stevens. But yeah, I heard Legends rant there. I was kind of worried about him, Stephen. I think his blood pressure was
Wayman, I was too. Like I was ready to call an APB and be like, "Bro, you okay?"
I've been listening to Legend and knowing him for quite a little while now, and I don't think I've ever saw him in that kind of shape there. He sort of surprised me a little bit there, but it's Iron Bowl week, and Alabama's got to we got to take care of business there at the house that Bryant built, what I've always called it, old as I am, and Nick Saban Field now is what they call it. But it's an important game. It's bragging rights. It always has been, and you know, you don't ever know what kind of chaos could happen. Chaos could happen, and Alabama could flop right back in the top 12. We still got some football yet to play, but I know we got a lot of other callers in the queue, and I'm on hop off here. Jackson, I saw you comment. I'll be on there with you and Jeffrey after a while. We'll talk it up a little bit. Y'all got a great show also. But I love all y'all, all the callers. Everybody does the comments. I mean, the gifts, everybody. Y'all have a great Thanksgiving. Be safe out there, and let's get us a win Saturday evening and meet back on Monday and do a little crowing. I love all y'all. Bye-bye, everyone.
Appreciate Waylon calling to the show here. The president giving his thoughts here. We continue with phone calls right now. We'll take this one, and you're live on the show. What's happening? What's going on? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
Yes, Stephen. My name is Angel from Pitcher Force, Tennessee. First and foremost, I am an Alabama fan, so hopefully you won't take me as a Tennessee fan. So first and foremost, yeah, I really thought changed the game in the Oklahoma game, that changed the quarterback. But I know it's controversial with, you know, Ty Simpson and Jalen Merrill sharing snaps. But I mean, after the second pick, they really should have changed the quarterback, because, you know, to get a spark going. But you can't really take games back now. But I really thought we could have done better at quarterback. Although I love Jalen, don't get me wrong, I love him to death, man. But if he's not having a good day, then I think you should go with someone else that day. And for this game, this really does mean a lot to me. The Auburn game and Alabama game, the Iron Bowl. I just hope Alabama wins this game and just, you know, just win the game, because I really do believe in this team, and it's sad that we had 3 losses now, but I really do believe that we can get this win without Deontay Lawson and all our players being injured. But what's your thoughts on that with the Oklahoma game and this rivalry game? I know it's a pretty heated game. So what's your take on the controversy on the quarterback change?
Well, first and foremost, the only thing that Alabama, Kalen DeBoer, and this team should be concerned about is this Iron Bowl this weekend. This is an intense rivalry game that has a bit of significance. You look at Auburn, they're coming in here trying to eat a bowl game on Alabama's watch. Hugh Freeze is trying to come in and snatch recruits on Alabama's watch on Saban Field. There's a lot happening this weekend. So the number one thing is you beat Auburn, you send them back home packing without a bowl game. That's number one. In terms of the quarterback, I can see where you're coming from, where should there have been a change in the Oklahoma game last week, especially after the second pick by Jalen Milroe. And I love Milroe. Love his character. Love the person that he is, the background, his story, all of that. But we also saw during Nick Saban's tenure, if something wasn't going right, Saban was never afraid to pull a player out. We saw that on the biggest stage, the national championship game against Georgia, and Jalen Hurts was struggling. And we all love Jalen Hurts. Nobody didn't love Jalen. We all loved Hurts. But we saw Hurts wasn't moving it against Georgia, and Nick Saban went in that locker room and stared his entire coaching staff in the face and said, guys, we know the move we got to make now. We all know it. Now let's make the move. And they made the move for Tua, and we saw what happened.
Yeah. No question, no doubt about it. But and also the Auburn players too, talking smack about Jalen and Ryan Williams. I tell them just be careful what you wish for, because I mean I get it, they're down and they got a big head because they beat A&M, but I really do this team responds well and beats Auburn because I don't like Auburn. This is my favorite bowl game or favorite Iron Bowl game, so and it's better than the Ohio State and Michigan game, so this is the game for me I want to watch.
Absolutely. Appreciate
the call. The Auburn fans and Auburn, be careful. But anyway, man, roll tide. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Appreciate the call right there coming in, my guy out of Tennessee. We're continuing with calls as you guys are rolling them in tonight. We're going to pull this one. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
Big Steve, you already know who it is. Run the table, baby.
Run the table in the door. Hey, let's go then. Let's go then.
Hey, they poking the bear, Steve. They poking the bear. They poking the bear with all the comments, all the tough talk.
Auburn's poking it hard right now because in Hugh Freeze's mind, it's I beat Nick Saban twice when I was at Ole Miss. Though I cheated to do it, I did it. I should have won last year, but Gravedigger robbed me of it. So Hugh Freeze is trying to stroll in here on Saban Field Saturday and eat a bowl game on Alabama's watch. And for me, this isn't about the coaches. It's about the older players somewhat. But this is about the players who are from this state of Alabama. Malachi Moore, Tim Keenan, Hollywood Williams, Kobe Prentice, all of you who are from this state, this is a game for you.
I told him, Steve, I said, pipe down with the talking now. I hear you, the wide receivers chiming in, the LB's chiming in, the offensive linemen chiming. Like, okay. Y'all don't want to see Bama mad now. They already gonna be mad because we don't like Auburn.
I'm just saying, like, this is a game for guys like James Smith, Quay Russaw. Even though you don't have Deontay Lawson, Q Robinson, they're out for the year, but they can still speak in that locker room. So this is a game for even them as Bama natives to speak in that locker room to get their teammates ready.
B2A about to go down. I'm telling you, Steve. And as far as Coach KD, everybody need to relax, man. It's 1 year. It's 1 year in. We lost 3 games. Yeah, I know we ain't used to use. We ain't used to lose. But we good. Just take it easy. Let them get 1 year under his belt. All that's coming in, the commit's still coming in. So all that talking that's going on, the commit's still coming in. Some going to leave, but oh well. We're going to keep them dogs on the roster. Watch what he do next season.
Absolutely,
I'm gonna get on out of
guy.
here, Steve. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody in Bama Nation. We gone.
Absolutely. Run the table in here. Appreciate him calling us on a Wednesday. We're going to continue with the calls right here. We roll this next one. Pulling it up right now. You're live, baby. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
What's up, Steve? This is Walker from Jasper.
Walker, what's happening, man? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I just want to run a few points across you real quick.
Go ahead.
So my first point, I think DeBoer is doing well. I think the Vanderbilt loss, that was kind of off guard. But as far as that, I think he's on projection to what he was supposed to be. And as far as Nick Sheridan, I'm not really confident in his game prep. And I think the repetitive play calling with Jalen Milroe is kind of hurting. And I hate that his the offense isn't messing with Jalen Milroe. So it's kind of frustrating. Also, the lack of adjustments on defense with Womack. What can we do to better prep for these games?
Well, first and foremost, Walker, offensively, if I'm Kalen DeBoer, right, it's either time for me to call this offense myself because you came in as the offensive-minded head coach, or you put this clipboard in the hands of Jamarcus Shepard and you say, Coach Shep, you call this. That's what I'll do offensively.
Right.
Defensively, in terms of Kane Womack, have 4 down linemen stop this run. I know he calls it a 4-2-5 swarm, but it looks like half the time it's a 3-3-5 kind of weird, crazy stat-like thing. Put 4 dog linemen on that front and stop the run.
Right. And another point I want to make is Auburn has had success running the past few years, so I really want to, get that adjusted, and hopefully we can come away with the victory, but we got to get that fixed.
Absolutely. Appreciate my man Walker calling in. You enjoy your Thanksgiving, man.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Walker calling in from Jasper, giving us his thoughts on the show. We continue with calls right now. We take this one. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name, where you calling from.
Steve, what's up with you, man? This is Jay from Florence.
Oh, let's go. We got All-American Jay. Jay, what's popping, man?
Man, Steve, your folks is tripping tonight, man. You know, I don't believe in all that, giving these millionaire coaches all these excuses now. My mama always told me excuses was like assholes. Everybody got one. Man, listen, Coach D and Coach KD, he's not doing a good job. There's no way you have 2 of the most embarrassing losses in Alabama history, and we can sit here and say, give them a year, y'all. Let it, it's just a year. No, dog. You don't lose to Vanderbilt when you're Alabama. You don't lose the way you lost to Oklahoma. That's
Talk to him, Jay.
To this program, this fan base, and everybody, man. Y'all need to stop accepting mediocrity. It's just that simple. This is the reason why our program been going down. Because y'all been accepting that bull. Man, listen, Coach KD, tell Nick Sheridan ass to run the ball and not with Jalen Milroe. It's just that simple. Hand this ball off to these All-American running backs that we had. Which I don't understand that. You know what Alabama whole program been built off of for years now. For years. You go back to Sean Alexander. You know what I'm saying? You just had a 23-year-old caller talk about Draco Kirkpatrick. Bro, you were 6. You don't remember that. You know what I'm saying? You might have watched you a couple YouTubes and things, but you don't remember that. But you do remember the way that Alabama was dominating. You know what I'm saying? What it is, joyless murder ball?
Yes.
That's what you grew up on, homie. So that's what you should expect at all times out of this program. And it's just that's probably the most frustrating thing out of it all.
Well, not just that, Jay. I mean, make them quit, right? Make them quit.
Come on, man. And these all of the blame and not blaming Coach KD and stuff. Man, listen, man. It started at the top, y'all. He hired these clowns, man. Nepotism was real with that man. He went and got all his homeboys. You know what I'm saying? So they just gonna go along with what you say. They just happy to be here. Man, this man was a head coach at South Alabama. You knew you weren't gonna be able to bring your daddy's rink-a-dink defense to Alabama and win with no 3-down line. You knew that. That's why Nick Saban was slick trying to tell you that. That's why all of this little time in the offseason, he would say, oh, yeah, I spent time with Nick Saban and talking to Saban and all of that. Well, you weren't asking the right questions, brother. It's just that simple. You weren't asking the right questions because question number one should have been 3 or 4 down linemen. What wins in this league? And you ain't gonna never see nobody win with 3 down linemen. You feel me?
I mean, Joe, you preaching to him, man. You preaching to him, bruh.
I don't know, man. I just, hey, y'all, we the best program in the nation, man. So anything less than that we get out the coaching staff, the players, or anything, man, we need to be on their ass about it. Coach KD, listen, man, you got a loss to Vanderbilt on your record, dude. Vanderbilt. That should offend you for the rest of his time being here as an Alabama fan. Then you go to Oklahoma and only put up 3 points, man. And we lost to them bombs in Tennessee. You see what I'm saying? So man, all of that. And it's the way that you lose in these games. Just speaking on the Tennessee game, you get to the 3-yard line and throw a pick. This Alabama, man, you got to know where you at. You got to know what you're doing. We run the ball. Joyless murder ball, man. We run the ball and make them quit. Everybody knows when you run that ball across the goal line with your running back, that's demoralizing for a defense, man. But I don't know, man. Y'all just stop accepting the bull. Happy Thanksgiving. Go ahead, turn up on the turkey, and roll tide. I love y'all, man.
Appreciate Jay from Florence, man, calling in, doing his thing on the show. Always appreciate Jay. Appreciate all of you guys calling into the show thus far. 205-448-1358. The number to call in to let your voice be made known on the show. You see the number, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. As you guys are getting more of your thoughts to call in, we're going to get to these comments here on the screen. Appreciate you guys. The question of the night, will a victory over Auburn, will a dominant performance over Auburn calm the Tide fan base when it comes to Kalen DeBoer? That's the topic of the night. Will it calm the fan base, seeing a dominant win over Auburn? But before we get to the call, before we get to the chat line here, we got another call. We're going to bring them in queue. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, I'm Sean calling from Atlanta.
Sean, what's going on, bro? How you feeling?
Disappointed. I don't know. I'm just disappointed in the team. We keep hearing how good Jalen Milroe has gotten passing the ball, but we haven't seen it yet. I know one thing I said the other day. I don't know who Jalen Hurts had as his quarterback coach the last year he was at Alabama, but that's who Jalen Hurts needs because that guy worked magic with Jalen Hurts. I don't know who he was.
That was Dan Enos. Dan Enos.
Yes, that's who. I don't know what he did with him, but he worked magic with Jalen Hurts. That's who Jalen Milroe needs. That's what he really needs, you know. And I'm a little bit scared with this team, with this game against Auburn, but I'm going to still have a little bit of hope.
Absolutely. Now, going back to Enos, I don't know where Enos is right now, but that was the guy that really turned things around for Hurts.
Yeah. I remember when he came in and won was it the SEC championship against Georgia when Tua went down with the ankle injury. I think he came in and did his thing and balled completely out.
He did. So, he came in, did his thing, balled completely out. That's exactly what Jalen Hurts did. And like you mentioned, that was Dan Enos, though. Dan Enos played a huge role in doing that. So gotta give a shout out there to Enos. Like I said, I don't know where he is right now in his coaching career. But hey, if you can find where he is, and maybe go get him.
Yeah, they need to, because this right here is you know, I don't know if Jalen Milroe gonna want to come back or not, but I know if he does, I know one thing, that quarterback competition is gonna be open.
I'm telling you now. You already got a lot of these draft pundits saying that Milroe would be between number 2 or number 3 in terms of quarterback on the board. We'll see what happens, but it's going to be very interesting to see that conversation next year, especially if Milroe chooses to go to the draft or if Milroe chooses to possibly hit the portal. If he does that, there'll be a very interesting quarterback conversation. But Sean, appreciate you, man. Enjoy that Thanksgiving, man.
I will. Thank you.
Absolutely. Sean calling in there from Atlanta, giving us his thoughts here on the show. As always, folks, 205-448-1358 for them to call in. 205-448-1358. But right now, we're going to get to a couple of these comments right here. Jackson Johnson. What's up, Crimson Tide Nation? What's up to you, Jackson? Happy to have you in here. We got Bama Fan 4 Season in the building. Bama Fan 4 Seasons with the hey to us. Bama Fan 4 Seasons also give us a what's up. Appreciate Bama Fan 4 Seasons. Run the table. Sports TV who called today. Run the table. Steve, we singing na 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 on him, Steve, this Saturday. Roll Tide. He get us that master P and make him say thing right there. Christian Hills. What's up, Christian? That RTR Stephen M. Appreciate you, Christian. Chatman family. Roll Tide, roll Chatman in here. We got Carla Saint. Roll Tide, win or lose. So Carla saying she is Roll Tide regardless. Appreciate Carla being in here. Mike Coleman, Stephen Roll Tide. Appreciate Mike being in here. Godfather, the SEC, a.k.a. the president. Wayland. Hello, everyone. Appreciate Wayland being in here. Jackson Johnson. Ramajella, Younger Hammer, give it to him, Alabama. Jackson in here. Chatman family, I believe Georgia Tech will sting those Bulldogs. Hey, Chatman, look, I like what Brent Key is doing at Georgia Tech. I really like what Brent Key is doing over there. He's doing a good job over there, so hopefully he can pull it out. We're going to take a call, though, right here. You're live on the show right now. How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, man, this is Antonio, man. I'm calling from Phoenix City, Alabama, man. I just wanted to say, man, with Jalen being a starter for 2 years straight, man, and don't get me wrong, you know, I know everybody on it came for Jalen being a starter for 2 years straight and being behind Bryce Young for 2 years, no intermediate passing game whatsoever. I don't know, man. I just feel like it's a time for a change. I don't see how the coaches don't see that. And I really think they just on some favoritism stuff, man. Like, honestly, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like the dude. I was a big supporter of Jalen and all that, but he's a ball hawk. He don't know how to distribute the ball. That's what a quarterback is supposed to do. You're a quarterback. You distribute the ball. Just a ball hawk to me, man. The OC, really basic game plan. It's like, I don't know, I guess he played a video game and just come up with a game plan for the game, you know what I mean? Like, and they can't tell me Ty Simpson won't do better, bro. Like, it'll be a shame if Ty Simpson come out next year, bro, and he actually win us a national championship. And we had this man on the bench for 4 or 5 years. And you mean to tell me it took him 4 or 5 years to learn how to beat? No, he's a way better quarterback than Jalen Milroe, in my take. I just feel like, I know everybody's on Jalen's head, but hey, man, if they want to get it right in Tuscaloosa, something got to happen fast. You know, it ain't going to happen with 15 rushes with a quarterback with 7 yards. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right, man. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And
I don't know, man.
I love Jalen, the young man. I love Jalen Milroe, the person. I love Jalen Milroe in terms of the character that he presents out there. But my thing here is at the quarterback position, Your number one job is to be consistently accurate with the football in your decision making and your timing and where you are placing that ball and where you are layering that ball. It doesn't matter if it's deep shot, short game, intermediate game. You got to layer that ball with some consistency, with some accuracy on that. And if you're not able to do that,
Right.
then you got to get somebody in there who can. I go back to it. It was tough on Nick Saban to pull Jalen Hurts in the national championship game. It was tough. Jalen Hurts was 26-2. Jalen Hurts had done so
Yeah.
much for you. But Nick Saban knew, Jalen, we love you, but you ain't moving the ball passing. You ain't doing it. We got to get
Right.
somebody that's going to move this ball passing that's going to make Georgia respect our passing game. So Nick Saban at halftime went in all the coaches and said, look, y'all, we know what we got to do. We all know the decision we have to make. We all know the card we're going to have to pull. Let's just go ahead and do it. And they made the move for Tua Tagovailoa, and we all saw what happened.
Yeah. And had he not made that move, I don't think we would have had a championship that year.
Absolutely.
I think it's time for Kalen DeBoer to drop his nuts, get some Southern hospitality there by himself. You got to adapt. And that, just like that one caller said that was just on the show a couple of calls ago. Hey, man, one thing Nick Saban did is adjust. You got to make those adjustments, whether that's in-game adjustments, or whether that's adjustment to the whole scenario, you know what I mean? And they're just not getting that job done with adjusting. And, that's something you're going to have to do on a consistent basis in the SEC is adjust. You know what I'm saying? So, and another thing, that 3-3-5 defense, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work, bro. Maybe in the NFL, maybe, but it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. It's not. It's not, bro. You put too much on those kids, and it's already enough to deal with NIL, adjustment every game, in and out. It's just too much. And you're giving up too many yards, too many big plays, opportunities with 3-3-5 defense. That's just my take on it, man. Hey, I'm not an expert, but hey, happy Thanksgiving, bro.
Absolutely. Appreciate that call right there. Calling into the show. And hey, none of us here are experts, but we know how to engage in conversation. And that's what this show is about, engaging in conversation. We got a call right here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
What about it, Steven? It's CJ, man. What's going on?
CJ, I'm doing good, man. I'm ready to enjoy an outstanding Thanksgiving meal tomorrow with my family. And you got the Iron Bowl Saturday, the game. Bama, Auburn, Saban Field. How you feeling there, CJ?
I'm feeling pretty good about it. Even though I know we got to focus on Auburn at this minute, but saying we handle business, we take out Auburn, take them out in a good fashion. Now I've heard that if Clemson slips up, we get in the CFP. But then I've heard if Clemson slips up, then South Carolina is going to bounce ahead of us. I don't see that happening, but I've heard a lot of talk about that. So I just wanted to know what you think the best scenario is for us to get in.
To me, the best scenario would be this for Alabama to get in. Number one, Bama, you better handle Auburn. That's first and foremost. Now, as far as the chaos goes, I would say this. USC needs to beat Notre Dame. USC needs to beat Notre Dame. Miami needs to lose. So USC needs to lose. Miami needs to lose. And then South Carolina beating Clemson. If you can get those three, or at least some sort of combination, it may not be all three, but if you can at least get a combination of of Notre Dame losing, Miami losing, Clemson losing, you're in there.
Man, that's a tall order right there.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
it's crazy. It's crazy, CJ, but that's the chaos that Alabama needs to have happen. And this is the reason why Nick Saban would always preach on don't let external factors control your destiny.
Yep, that's right.
Don't let that happen.
Exactly right,
And,
Coach Saban.
and what happened is when you suffer 3 losses, when you suffer 1-2, it's bad enough. But then when you suffer the third one in a new experimental 12-team playoff, you are allowing the committee to control your fate versus you being able to do it yourself.
Well, when they first popped up, this 12 team, I remember telling a couple of friends of mine, I said, "Well, this is great. Alabama will never, ever be out of the top 12." And it's amazing that we are. And and put it in context, we should be even farther down if not for Ole Miss and A&M making their mistakes.
Right.
So it's just it's amazing that we're sitting at what, 13?
It's amazing that Alabama's sitting at 13, and all it takes is that you handle Auburn and you get a little chaos from a couple of teams losing, and you find yourself potentially backdooring your way into the playoff.
What about Purdue? Purdue beating Indiana. What about that? Did they do anything?
I've heard some rumbling, CJ, about that, some conversations there, but once again, according to, and this is the college football playoff analyst, Heather Dinich, what she gave was a Clemson loss, a Miami loss, and a Notre Dame loss. That would put Alabama in.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. But it's good to talk to you again, Steven, man, and have a good Thanksgiving, everybody around there, and roll tide.
Absolutely. CJ calling in from Tuscaloosa, helping us out here on the show. Appreciate him. Appreciate all of you guys calling in, getting your thoughts in. 205-448-1358. But I'm going to call in to let your voice be made known on tonight's show. 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. The question of the night: will a dominant victory over Auburn cause Tide Nation to calm down a bit when it comes to one Kalen DeBoer? I know this has not been the season you, the Alabama fans, wanted. It's not been the season that you wanted. And that's okay. But will it be a bit calmer should DeBoer handle that business against Auburn? That's the question. Definitely want you guys giving your thoughts in the chat line as we go back to the chat line to get some of your comments there. James Knox, roll tide till I die. In my own words, TDA family, appreciate James Knox. DJ is in here with the RTR. Appreciate you, DJ. Victor Roberts is in here with the RTR. Appreciate you, Victor. We got Jarvis S in here. We can end Auburn season. Jarvis, Alabama can send them right back to Jordan Hill without no bowl game. Alabama can do that. Darius Fountain writes in. He's got Auburn as a 2.5-point favorite right there. We got my man Don Parker. Good evening, everyone in Roll Tide. Don Parker is in here. Godfather of the SEC, my guy, Waylon dropping in that 99 and the super chest. Let's get it. And he writes, it's Iron Bowl week. Yes, it is. Chapman family, I believe it's going to be a team effort on defense. Watch Jefferson. Justin Jefferson will wear the green dot on his helmet. He will be the green dot communicator moving forward with Alabama losing Deontay Lawson for the Iron Bowl after he had the leg injury against Oklahoma. Don Parker writes in, will beating Auburn calm me down? No. Don Parker saying, even a win over Auburn will not have him come just based on the how the season has gone to this point. Let's see. Godfather of the SEC, Legend went off. Waylon, Legend went all the way off. Legend went all the way off. And you can just tell, especially when he said, going from Nick Saban to Kalen DeBoer is like going to bed with Beyonce and then waking up with Whoopi Goldberg. I was like, my God, Waylon. I was like, my God, Legend went off with that comment right there. Mike Coleman writes in, Steven, who could be a young player to get an opportunity to shine? A young player that could get an opportunity to shine. Yonsei Pierre defensively could have a major chance to shine. And I'm going to say this now. Caleb Odom needs to shine this week. Get that man the ball. Caleb Odom offensively needs to shine this week. Get that young brother the football. That's all I got to say, period. Jackson Johnson writes in, we've got to win on Saturday. Bama has got to handle that business on Saturday. Don Parker, the only thing that will calm me down is Bama playing to the standard and winning the natty. That's Don Parker at his realness. The only thing that will calm him down, Bama playing to the standard and winning a national championship. Mike Coleman, Malachi Moore was on Hey Coach tonight. Malachi is one of those guys from this state. He needs to make sure Auburn don't eat a bowl game on his watch. Because once this Iron Bowl ends, Malachi Moore, people are going to come and talk to you and ask you, what was your record against Auburn? You haven't lost to Auburn yet, Malachi. Don't let Saturday be the day. Don't let Saturday be the day. Let's say here, Jada Goat writes in, hang up on this caller. Anybody that's saying Alabama overreacting is a retard. Hey, Jada, look, if you are a diehard Alabama fan and you are not expressing your opinion on how you truly feel about the team right now, you got to ask yourself, how locked in am I really with this team? Right? And that's why we have shows like this, call shows like this, where you can come in and give your opinion. We got a couple of calls right here in the queue. Let's see. Well, I thought we had a couple of calls in the queue. It looked like we did. I guess not there, but thought we had a couple of calls in the queue. But anyway, continuing here with the chat line. Let's see. Don Parker writes in, otherwise, the level of play this season has been absolutely horrible. Don Parker not pleased with the level of play that Alabama has had this year. Let's see here. Donnie Jackson writes in, who is DeMarcus Riddick? Not even Jalen Milroe knows him. Look, DeMarcus Riddick is a freshman linebacker for Auburn who, the coaching staff let him be in front of the media. The young man not media trained and said what he had to say, which for, us in the media here, we love it because you can take it and craft stories and craft content, whatever you want to with it. But DeMarcus Riddick, if he don't back up what he's saying, he going to realize hard. You do not poke Alabama at this point. Mike Coleman writes in, Rolando McClain. Rolando McClain was one of them dudes, man. McClain was one of them dudes that policed Alabama's team. He was one of them guys that got after it right there. Eric D writes in, roll tide, Stephen M. Smith, roll tide to you, Eric D. Chief 18 Wheels writes in, I think Milroe sabotaged this team. We're going to take this call right here. I think this is my guy, Mattress. Matt called in from Mobile. Is this you, Matt?
Hey, what's up, Steven? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Matt, how we doing, man? How we feeling?
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family and your wife and kids and everything. I know this has been a tough time after the Bama loss and everything, but kind of some dark days going on here. But we put our joy in the Lord. We put Him first. It is just a game. But my question is, I know they're getting paid. I know the players are getting paid. Okay, the refs are probably getting paid. The whole thing's a disaster. But at the same time, can you not set some rules and then, just simple. All right, let's put some ground rules, and if the players don't abide by it, they get punished. Where's just the classic textbook discipline?
And Matt, that was the number one thing Nick Saban was petitioning, arguing for when this whole NIL thing started. Like when Nick Saban went to Capitol Hill, I think it was last year or 2022 when he went to Capitol Hill, and he's arguing for, let's get some parameters around this thing because it's the Wild West right now. Money's being thrown everywhere. These athletes are going to the highest bidder. It's like we're robbing the hunger away from these young athletes because, once they get this NIL, it's like they don't want to work as hard anymore. Nick Saban pointed this out before it even got to this point.
Yeah. I don't know how much the referees make, but there's some calls that I've seen lately that were like, okay, something's going on. I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any.
There have been some horrendous calls. Steve Shaw, the SEC coordinator of officials. I don't know if that's still his title or has he been raised up, but I'm pretty sure Steve Shaw has gotten some very intense phone calls, emails, text messages about how poorly this officiating has been.
Yeah, how do you do it? What do you do? What do you do? Let's say, take it to the extreme, okay? Let's say the official, the bad call, the obvious corrupt call where they threw the flag out there where they said illegal touching. What if you had 25 calls like that per game? At what point does somebody say, okay, let's start an investigation here?
You gotta do something, Matt. You've got to do something because I, for one, have always been, okay, I understand the ref is not going to make every call. I get it. But at least be fair and at least see and understand what you're calling. I understand you may not get every call. I get it. But at least be fair. Call it fair both ways and at least look at what you're calling. The play where they take the touchdown away from Ryan Williams, the guy doesn't even see what he's calling. Nobody was covered up there. Nobody. There was no reason for even to throw that flag.
There was a good reason. He was told to by somebody, and he either threatened or paid or something like that.
Only reason, Matt, he throws that flag. Somebody on the Oklahoma sideline was like, hey, he covered. But look at it for yourself, official.
Yeah. And then Milroe, something was going on during that Oklahoma game. Something was not right. You could see Dupree. He right out of the gate. Dupree wasn't even talking, guys. He was just kind of straggling around. I thought, looked like he had he was just you could have mistaken him for a fan with a beer in his hand. So I don't think they could have played worse if they tried. It was like they were going out of their way to play bad. And I'm not taking excuses from Kalen DeBoer anymore. I'm not taking any excuses anymore. Oh, we thought the players were prepared. You know, oh, we had the best week of practice. This is what he says every time. We had the best week of practice. The players were so prepared. We had this best game plan, and we just have no idea what happened. The game got away from us. It's just this big mystery. No, it's not a mystery. They were distracted. They were distracted. Milroe was thinking more about his hair braids than he was on the play. I mean, he's more concerned about his style and they are so distracted with just hundreds of different things in their mind that they can't focus on the matter at hand. It's just simple psychology. I mean, they are thinking about other things.
There it is. Hey, Matt, man, I appreciate you, brother. Enjoy your Thanksgiving.
Hey, God bless you, brother. You have a great Thanksgiving, man. Love you, brother.
Absolutely. Mattress Matt calling in, spitting the real. We're going to wind things down and wrap up. Taking our final call of the night. We got my boy. I think this is my boy, G. Smooth G. Hey, what's up, G?
Steve, my boy. See, you gotta peep how we be knowing what's been going on, Steve. It was the reason I didn't call you after the LSU quote unquote bit sharing and think he cool on the sideline. We think we dominated a team that's subpar, that's also led by a mediocre coach. I didn't call you and join that bandwagon because me and you know QB power, that ain't no damn football, bro. QB counters, that's not football. It's not one Bama chip that was won off of a QB counter.
Right.
So to even think that's even something we gonna do that's even beyond me. So I left that game alone because I knew it wasn't what everybody thought it was, like a turning point. Steve, let's go back, Steve. I place a lot of this on Saban. I ain't gonna lie. I place a lot of this on Saban. He dropped the standard first. When Kirby left, he was the one who started making the excuses to why he could not stop high-power offenses. But me and you was constantly talking about, well, hey, this was when Kirby was in his prime. Kirby didn't have a problem with high-power offense. You know what I'm saying? That's not true, Saban. The standard fell with the D-line. I said, Steve, I don't think we're going to ever win another natty until the defense is the reason why we do it. Did I not say it?
You did say it.
And
you also said Bama would not win another natty until the defensive line is the start of that.
Look at the last four natties. People get caught up in this glitz and glamour here. I disagree with the NIL talk. Not from you, just from everybody. I don't really buy into the distraction of it. It's the personality of the coach. Harbaugh didn't have no issue with it. Kirby in his prime didn't have no issue with it. Dabo ain't had no issue with it. People who win them natties ain't having issues with it. It's the coach. It's the personality of the coach. The inconsistency in what we're seeing is an inconsistency in that coaching staff. We did not get the right hire. Now, I will give the board this one pass. The OC situation in the O-line coach. This is not his intended staff. It's a kind of a rush job. It's a rush job, right? But see, we got to blame the board for not having the right guys on the field. People say don't holler for Ty Simpson. I disagree. I hollered for Hubbard before your boy got hurt. Did I not?
Yes, you did. You also hollered for Justin Jefferson. You hollered for Campbell Moore. Or you did some hollering, Jay, and it worked. You hollered for Jaden Roberts.
Come on now. So don't tell me that if he's the best guy, he's going to play. Hell no. It's politics and everything you do. Every aspect of your day-to-day life is some politics behind it. And the same thing with this football. I told you, I said, Steve, the boy got a checklist to let me know if he's the right guy. We didn't put a natty on him. That's not what we did. We said we wanted to see if the boy had guts, if he had the guts and the courage to lead this organization. And that was going to be the bench Miro. And it's not a bench Miro because Miro can't play. It's bench Miro because Miro don't fit your offense, damn it. You not having the ball to do the right thing. I said, Steve, this is a whole different coach. We shouldn't see the same lineups from last year. If he's the right guy, we won't supposed to see the same guy. Well, we got the same lineup from last year. I said, this is a coach who I don't think he has the guts. And you see it in our team. Our team does not have the guts. When you look at Saban, I hate to compare him, but when you look at Saban, when you look at Urban Meyer, when you look at Kirby, when you look at Dabo, when you look at Harbaugh, the boy don't look like those guys. You get what I'm saying? He don't carry like those guys. You have to have an extra line to run it. Oregon not having the issue, Steve, with the NIL. Oregon not having the issue at all. It's a Saban guy. Texas not having an issue at all. It's a Saban guy. You got to be part of that branch. And we missed the mark, Steve. Now, I'm going to say this and I'm going to go. I don't think we're going to win because the defense not going to do it. That's just football, dog. Like I said, the last 4 natties were defense led. And it's going to be like that this year. Georgia going to slip around and put a strangle on things. Just like the last 4 natties. We have to give the board just one more chance, because me and you know this is not his intended. This is not his intended coaching staff. And that's a big part, because when you lose your OC, look at Saban when Saban lost Kirby. When we finally lost Brian Dable. You know what I'm saying? It does matter. But he has to pass the checklist. We need Keon Keeley out there. We know who's supposed to play. We're not fools. We know Emmanuel Henderson supposed to be getting just as many touches as Ryan Williams. Just as many. So we want to see the coaching staff change in the offseason. We want to see what's his name? Keelan Russell or Ty Simpson take their helm. Don't bullshit us. And we need to get these backs going. If these backs not gonna have 15 touches tonight, I hope every last one of them leaves. That's sad. That's sad what they doing to these backs. You know, I don't even want to get on that, Steve. I don't even want to get on that. I was about to get off the phone. But then I found out that Miro got more carries than Jam, Haynes, and what's your boy name? The freshman. What's his name? He got more carries than all of them in one game. Steve, do he have more carries than all 3 bats in one game?
Yeah.
Then that means we watching the shit show. You can't say it no other way. If you have a quarterback that has more carries than 3 5-star running backs, we watching the damn shit show.
Got to get this thing right. G, enjoy your Thanksgiving, brother. I appreciate you. Appreciate G from Raleigh calling to the show here. Appreciate everybody for calling in tonight. Appreciate everybody for calling tonight, being a part here of the show. 205-448-1358. Everybody for being a part of the show tonight. Appreciate all the calls that came in. As always, folks, you want the best here in news, notes, information, coverage on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple. Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out. iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm. or iHeartRadio. We got you covered right there. Good and gracious Lord sees. I'll try to be back on Monday. Not Monday, Friday. My bad. I got to hear myself. Friday to continue the conversation that is Tide football. Remember, Bama Nation, you can get that subscription right now to touchdownalabama.com. If you haven't done so, get you that subscription to touchdownalabama.com so you can be in the know on all things Crimson Tide. Gotta give a shout out to my guy, Don Parker, with that $20 donation helping us out here on the show. He says, not calling in tonight because some people can't deal with the realism. Just want to take the time to thank you for all that you do for us, Bama supporters. I'm not negative, just real. And love the Tide since Bear Bryant beat Auburn. Hey, appreciate you, Don Parker, for all that you do here. Don Parker also with another $2 donation. Jay is not telling lies, just saying. Shouting out my guy, Jay from Florence. But, folks, as always, appreciate you guys. Thank you for all of you guys that called in, donated in, chatted in, made this your show, your spot, your avenue for all things Tide football. Till next time, folks, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Spend quality time with family. Value each other. Appreciate each other. Till Friday, folks. I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith. You've been listening to In My Own Words.